Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian pop.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का नंबर 1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9
All English, 24/7 television network, and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Hello everyone, welcome to Y Media Group. I am your host Shelly Seni and I am joined by none other than the very famous, well-known and someone who has an eye for eclectic stories, if I may say so, Kiran Rao. Welcome, how are you?
Hi, Shirley. Thanks so much. I'm really delighted to be here.
We are so happy to have you and oh my God, the waves you have been making, and you are not a new name, you are familiar with TIV. You have been here with your very first venture, Dhobighat. Coming back again with Lost Ladies, which I would prefer to call Lapata Ladies. It gives a better sense to it, right? Lapata Ladies, the storyline is so strong. It deals with a lot of issues that are very heart-wrenching, very serious to the core, yet you have managed to deliver it with a comic taste. How do you do this?
So, Shirley, the script was originally found by Amir. He was a jury at a screenwriting competition, which was held by Cinestan in 2018. And when he found the script of Two Brides, he knew that this was a story worth telling. And he was the one who offered it to me to direct. It was written by a writer called Biplab Goswami. And the story as it was then, we wanted to make a little more fun, a little more entertaining, and in that sense, create more twists and turns than were there in the original story. So we brought on a screenwriter called Sneha Desai, who is the screenwriter for this film. It's her debut feature, and she's a really, really talented theater writer, and she brought to life the story that Biplab had written. So I got very lucky because I was offered a wonderful story, and I was able to develop it with Sneha, and additional dialogue and some characters were written by Divyanidhi Sharma. So I had a great team, and yes, when we heard it at the outset, we knew this was a story worth telling, and I'm really happy and that I had the chance to be part of it.
You're being very humble, assigning it all to the luck when you say I'm being very lucky that you found the story, but the story found you or you found the story. Either way, we are happy the way it's been presented. And speaking about the team, because you are taking names of the team members, and yes, going back to all the movies you have done, if not all, but most of your films actually give room and space to fresh talent. And this is an industry, a country that is star-stuck. How do you manage to do that? Where do you find that, I would say, courage? Because as a producer, you want to ensure the financial success of the film as well. So where do you draw that?
Well,
courage,
actually,
that confidence?
Both Amir and I really believe in finding talent, and not necessarily that we rely on names for anything. I feel it's especially once you become established, it almost becomes something that you must do to grow the industry is to find new voices and new talent that you can amplify and bring to the world stage. So we've done it with all our films. And we hope to continue to do so, because I think there's such a diversity of talent and such a wealth of voices in our country that we feel privileged actually to be able to channel some of that, to include more people in the industry and bring fresh ideas and fresh experiences to the film world.
Right. Well, okay, Kiran, from Bobighat to Lost Ladies, these two films sit at different spectrums of emotions and the way you convey the storyline and the overall feeling of the film. What has changed over the years from a heavy film like Bobighat to an entertainer like Lost Ladies?
You often your first film is something that you write very much from the heart, from personal experience, and that was what Dhobi Ghat was. And they tend to be both personal and in that sense a little safer for you to handle as a first film. But I was keen for my second feature to branch out a little bit, to widen my I don't know, my experience, to try new things, to challenge myself a little bit, take more risks. So I had been on the lookout for a subject that I felt would be, good to tackle. And this film offered me all those opportunities of doing something that was both fun and entertaining and would appeal to a lot of people, but at the same time be deep and, start conversations about issues that we are interested in.
You have been an assistant director with Lagan, with Monsoon Wedding. Both of the films are acclaimed internationally. Take us back to the years when you started your journey in the film industry.
I was a complete newcomer. I mean, when I got a chance to work on Lagan, I honestly, had no expectations, because I had come from film school in Delhi. I had worked in advertising, and I didn't really expect that the Hindi film industry would welcome me in any way, or there would be space for someone like me. And Lagan was like going back to film school in really the best sense of the word, because I made some of my closest friends. I had the greatest cinematic sort of experiences because I worked with a crew that was both really experienced and international, and very generous in including a newcomer like me. And I sort of, there was no looking back from there, because I realized that there are people within the film industry that we feel is so remote from us, or so closed off to us. There are people who are very generous and willing to share and want you to learn and be part of it. So it was my good fortune, and I suppose along then I worked hard and made my way to Monsoon Wedding, and thereafter to the other films that I was part of. But it's been a journey of only actually great experiences and growth, I have to say. I have been very, very fortunate.
Wonderful. Well, you know what? You have been working very hard, yes. But India itself is not a market that will, receive independent films or films, the kind of stories you are dealing with an open arm and open heart. How do you deal with that? How do you crack that market?
I think I would differ in that I think that audiences are interested in good stories. I don't think that they necessarily think of things as a big film or a small film. And if something appeals to them, I think they will turn out to watch it. So it's, of course, it is a bigger risk when you don't have big stars and you don't have lots of huge media spent to kind of market your film. But I think a good story travels faster than any marketing could. A good trailer, word of mouth, makes much more of an impact. And I do believe that the Indian audience is open to small films, is open to sort of stories that are fresh and interesting for them. So I'm hoping that uh, I'm right about that because we are coming to the cinemas on the 5th of January, 2024. And I do hope that India turns up to watch.
Absolutely. Well, since we're talking about stories, is there a story in the recent past that you didn't get a chance to lay your hands on and you really wanted to turn it into a big screen?
Oh, good question. I'm trying to think. You know, nothing is immediately coming to mind. There are nothing is immediately coming to mind. I mean, I've seen a couple of films that when you watch them, you feel like I wish I could have made those. But honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of a film that I would have been like, this is something I would have liked to make.
Right. And coming to your future projects, what are you working on? What can we expect from your bag?
Well, I've started a small company called Kindling Pictures, in which we are sort of developing, incubating small projects, new feature films, series, a bunch of different kinds of work, which we're hoping will, kind of we're hoping to make much more work sooner than this long gap that I've had. So some of the work that I've been writing for the last 10 years a part of our slate. And yeah, let's see. There's a couple of features that we've been developing that are hopefully going to be ready to go by next year. And I'm hoping to close the gap between my second and my third film.
Yeah, we would love to see you more frequently here. Okay,
Thank you.
the
Yeah.
next two questions are going to be on your personal journey. You have made a mark that to being a newcomer. So first off, starting with you juggling as a working mom, just like any other working mom, you're wearing multiple hats at the same time. Now, does Azad understand your nature of work, and does he have a say in maybe story making? Does he have to say, you know what, mom, you should make a film for kids, and this should be the topic? Does that ever happen?
No, not really. Not really. Um, yeah, but as you said, being a full-time mom is also, takes up a lot of your creative energy, and there's lots of creatively, there's a lot of uh, ideas that Azad and I share because he introduces me to the new worlds of technology and actually creative content that I would not watch or see if I didn't have him because there's games and there's series content that he watches that completely alien and new for me. So that helps me open up my sort of mind and expand my horizons. But otherwise, we don't much discuss work or film at home.
I like that beautiful smile, that motherly smile coming on your face when you're mentioning Azad's name. Okay, now I know you have a packed schedule here, but do you plan on exploring the city or exploring any other part of Canada?
Honestly, I'm not here very long. I really would have loved to. I have friends who live in Toronto, so I'm hoping to be able to, spend a little more time with them and go to their favorite hangouts and their spots. But I really have only another day and a half, and a lot of it is packed with meetings and interviews again. So I hope to come back. It's unfortunate that it's not been just a relaxed trip, but it's been so memorable because of the reception that we've had here, that I'm going back with my heart very full.
That is so beautiful. And my last question again would be on your journey in the industry itself. You yourself said you were a newcomer, but you said you have been lucky in finding the right projects, but you had to work hard to carve your way the way you have. Now, this is an industry we're talking about where nepotism is the call of the day. Like, you know what, every day you have stories coming out that so and so stars, kids are getting the picture or the project. So all the people out there, youngsters who do not have a connection in the industry, what is going to be your message to them? No matter what, you made it, and you made it big and comfortable for yourself with your grit and hard work. What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, absolutely. What I would like to say to everybody out there is that the film industry is a welcoming place, and you must uh, bring your voice to it. I don't think like you said, came into the industry without any connections, and I think fresh ideas, fresh voices are welcomed and sought actually. And we're really looking for new talent in this industry. So please don't think that you need necessarily to have connections. There's a whole, gamut of work being made. And I think young people, I would more than encourage them to apply themselves, to work hard, to join at whatever level that they can get into, and work their way up, because there is that potential for everybody who has ideas, who has stories to tell. There'll always be a space for you.
There'll always be a space for you. That's a wonderful message. And is there a message for our audience specifically?
Yeah, my message is, well, thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy Lapata Ladies when it comes to a cinema near you, hopefully on the 5th of January 2024. And specifically to everyone from Toronto, thank you for your love, for your support. It's always so wonderful to come back here, and I hope to be back here again with another film.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Kiran. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Shelly. Yeah, take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian pop.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का #1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9
All English 24/7 television network and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.